Hi, my name is Zealand Turner. I'm the Director of School Communications here at PALCS. Today I am here with
Bianca Lee, and this is
is
Winging
Winging
It.
It. You do school on camera, right?
Yes, I'm also an actor, so you're seeing my self-tape setup right now.
See, I knew it. I knew this wasn't accidental. I knew she knew what she was doing. I said, this looks too legit. Wait, so tell me about that. What do you do? What is this set up for?
So, in school, for the Center of Performing and Fine Arts, I am a musical theater major, and outside of school, I have done some studying in film and television acting, which is a distinct genre from theater.
Yeah.
I'm basically trying to freelance. I'm an actor. I'm on many casting sites. Whenever I feel like I fit a job or I get a request, I'll just do a self tape, which is like usually a scene and a slate, which is, hi, my name is, I am this many years old and I am this tall, blah, 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 blah. So that's slate. And I have to put on like the costume that I feel is right for the character, and I set up my makeshift studio, which is a wall and a couple of good lights so that I look professional.
Yeah, you do look professional. Are you standing up right now?
No, I am sitting down. I'm quite comfortable.
You have really good posture, right?
Thank you.
You
I also have a reason for that, which is ballet dance.
you dance?
Man, I don't know how I have this many hours in the day, if I'm being so honest. But pretty much as soon as school ends, I'm getting into my uniform, which is ballet pink tights, and my standard black leotard, and going 30 minutes away from my house to the Metropolitan Ballet Academy and Company, where I spend about 5 days a week, which does include Saturday, and we study classical ballet as well as some contemporary and point work as well.
Do you like being on your toes?
Yes, I really love dancing, and I like point shoes a lot because I have very archy feet, so I think I look quite nice.
Archy feet? What's that mean?
So basically, in point, like you're kind of standing on a box over your toes. So, you know how this is like my hand right here? Some people have like a more flat foot, but I inherited my mom's dancer feet. So, in point shoes, my foot kind of looks better and it like creates like a very nice curve.
Is this crazy? Can you show me your foot? Can you do it?
Let me see, wait. I just have to like hike my foot up next to my head. See? So,
Oh my gosh. Okay. No, I see what. Woo. And she just. Okay. 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 You certainly are a dancer. I can tell. So it's like the curve of the top of the foot, and that's a good
it's.
thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. Um, how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for over a decade. I'd like to say 11 years now, since I started at 2, but I really started ballet at around 6. So I'd say a decade.
So when did you start coming to PALCS?
So I believe I joined PALCS in the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I joined PALCS in the 5th grade. In the 6th grade, I joined the Center of Performing and Fine Arts. And then in the 7th grade, I joined the University of Scholars program.
Okay, that's cool. So you're doing a little bit of everything. What do you study with University Scholars Program?
So, with the University of Scholars program, I'm currently taking world literature as well as AP government and politics. We
Okay.
just finished AP season, so that's such a big relief.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel like you did all right?
The exam, it wasn't as stressful as I anticipated, so I'm very happy about that. I
Good.
really appreciate like my teachers, and I really appreciate how they challenge us in like a way that a normal school would not. It really makes us think. It's not just
Mm.
busy work, which I really
Mm-hmm.
like.
Are you in any clubs?
I joined my first school club this year, which is the USP Research Club.
Yeah.
We talked about the Olympiad and the science fair. We were also considering like a joint paper, a joint research project. So basically, just like minds interested in science, looking into scientific opportunities that high schoolers can participate in.
So it makes sense to me. Like, I easily understand what it looks like to do academics online, even in groups with your classmates. But what does, you know, dance or acting or music look like online when you're doing some of your classes with the Center for Performing and Fine Arts?
I am very glad to have our digital studio voice with Mr. Harmanses. Basically, this year it looked like one-on-one time to really practice singing and really like learn bits and pieces of vocal technique.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, what other classes do you take online?
I'm also taking PALCS physics as well as pre-calculus.
Ooh, you kind of started the interview by saying, I'm not really sure how I fit everything into the few hours of every single day. And it sounds like you do have so much going on. So I'm wondering, do you actually take that much downtime or are you kind of going, going, going?
Um, no, you're right. I do take everything I do really seriously. So I do put a lot of energy into coursework, and then immediately after, I kind of get to give my mind uh, a rest and work the physical body with my many hours of dance. So I don't take that much leisure, but I don't find it suffocating either because I enjoy everything that I do.
You do feel very, I don't know, like light spirited, very optimistic. I love your energy. What kind of keeps you motivated every single day to approach such, I don't know, a full schedule, such a full life?
I think I have a mindset of competition, but a healthy kind because it's competition with yourself. Every day
Mm,
you get up and you just want to go to bed having done something or having completed something that makes you a little bit better than when you woke up. You just keep improving steadily and you'll get to look back and be proud of yourself and be like, "Oh, look what I did. I worked so hard and it was all really worth it." So that's just my mindset.
I love that. What's something that made you proud recently?
In 2 weeks at the end of this month for ballet, I have my spring showcase, which is a showcase and performance of all of the levels from your 3 year olds to your graduating seniors. We all have like different dances. This year, we have split it up into character and contemporary dances. Character being what you would think of as folk dances, like when you think of
Okay.
traditional Spanish or like Polish kind of dances, that would be
Yeah.
falling under the realm of character. And the second half is Midsummer Night's a Dream by Shakespeare, but in ballet form.
Uh huh.
I am just very proud of myself because this year I got one of my first solos with the Met. I'm doing a character solo, which I'm really excited about. For my character solo, it is Chinese inspired. The level 2X, which is like roughly 8 or 9 years old, they have a character piece in Chinese style with like fans, and it's really cool. They're like in sync and they're like creating like waves with their fans. And then I perform immediately after them. My teacher said the inspiration is like a flower blooming and like the smoothness of water. I have very long pink and purple silk fans that I'm using to create like really beautiful shapes in my solo. Like a lot of like really graceful arms and a lot of very nice lines. So that's a little bit about my solo.
You did one tiny thing right there. You're not even holding fans, and you are giving me full, like, flower blossom, like,
Mhm.
gorgeousness. I'm so here for it. Is that nerve wracking for you, or are you just like all like your competitive spirit kicks in and you're like, let's just go get this?
It is a little bit nerve-wracking because of the way our shows are structured, and I have a couple other friends that are also doing character solos. It is really nerve-wracking because I have one show to perform. So if you make a mistake, you get no redemption. So I'm just kind of nervous about making it perfect.
Is there anything that compares to backstage pre-show nerves?
I think I'm most nervous during the dress rehearsal before the show, because that's when you really see all the mistakes and they become quite apparent.
Okay.
But backstage before the actual show, I'm just kind of like taken over by like a sense of peace and
Mm.
just like calm and just like, okay, we're gonna do this and it's gonna be like every other run. But this time, I'll just have my mom and my family to stare at for the whole show. I'll just be like looking at them and it'll be so fun. So that's how I feel backstage before the actual show.
I love that. So let's just talk about the science fair for a minute, all right?
Mhm.
You won second place in the Chester County Science Fair, and that's a regional competition. Tell me about that.
So, with the research club, some of us decided to partake in the science fair. I believe for all of us, it was our very first science fair. My topic that I did my research on was about how can diaphragmatic exercises improve one's breathing. And I think I won not because my topic is complicated or too groundbreaking. It was really because I was able to put on like my performer mask and really confidently explain to the judges my research and really sell my ideas and my science fair project.
Is diaphragmatic? Am I saying that correctly?
Uh, so,
Diaphragmatic, diaphragm,
you can also call it belly breathing.
belly breathing.
Yeah.
Do
Uh,
you practice this a lot for yourself? I feel like it would be highly applicable.
For
Mm-hmm.
singers, we always have to breathe from the diaphragm. That is like the
Mm-hmm.
requirement. That is what we train for when you are beginning your vocal journey because you really need that breath support for like higher notes and longer notes and just um, giving a better vocal performance. So I was wondering um, if these exercises would also be helpful for like medicine and the overall health of the human body. And I found with my background research that yes, this is true. Better breathing, or what people refer to as better breathing, is really helpful for the physical and mental. It allows for your mind to just really reset and relax. So your body is no longer in like fight or flight.
So it kind of tempers your cortisol levels a little bit.
Yes, I'd say that.
All right, that's cool. So you also participated in the Delaware Valley Science Fair?
So, because I was one of the winners for the Chester County Science Fair, I believe first through third place in my high school category, I was in medicine and health. Um, the three winners in medicine and health from my grade, 10th grade, were selected to move on to the Delaware Science Fair, which is more, um, really more advanced because it is science fair winners from the tri-state area coming to compete for like the top 5 places in their respective category.
So how'd you do?
We did not win, but that is okay because it is a learning experience and it was all our first time. So I'm just happy that we were able to be there. And it's really impressive because I was walking around like trying to gauge what the other medicine and health students did.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you in high school and like fighting cancer and growing
Mm-hmm.
tumors? So I knew I wasn't going to win just based on the amount of rigor that the other projects had, but I think it was still a fun experience to go and be there and present to even more professionals in the science field.
Let's explore that like medicine alley a little bit. Let's talk about this EMT program. Like what tell me about that. What is it? What are you doing?
My class at Safe Tech training for EMS, which is Emergency Medical Services, we were assigned to get 10 patient contacts, um, basically meaning we had to transport a patient and perform like the usual ritual of the EMT, which would be like vital signs and questions. So that is what we did. I went to my local ambulance companies, which are Safety First and Patriot, and I got my contacts, I submitted all my paperwork, and I graduated. I have my certificate of completion. So from here, I would be able to take my NREMT, which is basically the test to officially become an EMT.
All right, we're going to need to back this up a couple steps. What got you interested in this? What got you started? Is this a future like career oriented pathway for you that you're exploring, or is this just one of your many activities that you're just like, I don't know, it's just a passion, I'm here for it, add it to this whole collection I have?
So I was inspired by my older cousin. He is currently, he will start his third year of medical school. Um, so my family is quite big and quite close. We were recommended that if I want to get into medical school, which I do, I hope to become a cardiologist. If I want to get into the same medical school that he did, which is international, that I become an EMT because um, the emergency medical services is quite valued over there. And it would be like a really good booster to my overall application. So that is how I started. That is why I was interested in being an EMT.
So you're already looking at being a cardiologist. You seem pretty, you seem like that's not really a question. It's not really like a maybe. We'll see, we'll feel it out. Why are you interested specifically in that?
Medicine is one of my callings, like helping people and really understanding the human body. Those really interest me, specifically cardiology. Well, you always need a cardiologist. They are very important and very helpful to many people. So there's the job security aspect, but there's also just general curiosity about the heart, this mechanism that is keeping us alive, this just extraordinary muscle. I just find it really interesting. So that's why I picked specifically cardiology.
Have you ever been a patient in an ambulance being taken to the hospital?
No, I have not been a patient in an ambulance.
Did you think about it though? Was it easy to put yourself in their shoes, or were you just very much like, I don't know, clinical mindset and let's look at this as a problem to solve?
I think it's a bit of both. You have to have a lot of empathy, but also professionalism. You
Mhm.
understand they're uncomfortable, they just want to sleep. Why are you squeezing their arms for blood pressures? Like, you understand they're a person, but you're also a person and you have to get your work done.
So, did you get experience in the vehicle? Like, do you do anything, or do you just kind of ride along and watch what's happening?
So, I did not do too much lifting and moving because, that could be like a safety hazard if the student gets injured on the truck. But I did do many of the other things. I did vital signs and questions, as I mentioned earlier. So, vital signs would be checking for heart rate, blood pressure, respirations, which is the number of times you breathe per minute. You also check basically their mental state. You want them to be alert and oriented, and otherwise, that'd be just like a bit of a concern. That's something very important that we check for. Like, Do they know the date? Do they know the president? Do they know the year? That kind of thing. What medications do you take? What allergies do you have? What is your pertinent medical history? What are some of your symptoms? Why are you riding in an ambulance today? So I did all of that. And I also got to observe the professionals, how they would give report, how they do the lifting and moving, and how they like contact medical control. So it's both a hands-on experience and a really good experience for observation.
Did you get stressed out? Do you ever get frazzled?
Yeah, it was very nerve-wracking. I was most nervous on my first day because I really didn't know what to expect, if I would remember all of my acronyms and all of the steps, if I would get accurate blood pressures. It was frazzling. And also just driving. Majority of the experience was just time on the road and being in the ambulance. Imagine you are in a china cabinet and you are a plate in the china cabinet, and then they put that whole china cabinet on the bumpy highway.
Yeah.
That's the experience.
That's oh man. Do you hopefully you don't get like car sick or anything, right? Is that like part of it too? You're like, if you're gonna be an EMT, you better not be someone who gets motion sickness.
Yes, I guess I would say that. I was in the back, so I don't know how it would
Mm-hmm.
be for like the normal EMTs because the pair of EMTs or pair of EMS providers, because you only need one EMT technically. You can have someone higher or lower than an EMT. They got to ride in the front as they normally would, one driving and one in the passenger seat. So I think maybe their experience is more normal since they got to sit in the front of the truck.
Are you telling me you were riding in the back of the truck by yourself?
Not by myself. Like there was a window. They were like right there through the wall. So
Okay.
technically,
For like
but
how
not
long are you
emotionally.
in this truck? Did she say not emotionally?
Emotionally, they're next to me. Physically, there's a wall.
Okay. Okay. I'm here for it. All right, so let's talk about PALCS. Let's talk about leadership a little bit. I call this the speed round because um, I want you to just kind of go with whatever first comes to mind, okay? So, what's one thing you can do as a PALCS student that you couldn't do anywhere else?
As a PALC student, I really have a great flexibility in my schedule. I get to do the enriching coursework, I get to have my straight A's and submit everything on time, while I could be anywhere, really. Like, I could be on set, I can be outside in my yard having a nice time. I could go and take my cat for a walk in the 15 minutes I have between classes. So I think the
Mm-hmm.
flexibility is really valuable to me. And I think it's just very helpful because the typical school can be quite stifling because you're trapped in a building for multiple hours on end. But because I am
Mm-hmm.
cyberpulks, I have like a really great experience of both school and like personal life.
Did you just tell me you walk your cat?
Yes.
Does it on a leash? Are we
Yes.
on a leash
Yes. He has a
with like a
harness.
body from the collar, or is it like a cute little baby little harness? That's the
Harness,
word I'm looking
yes.
for.
Yeah, he has a harness and a leash. He really likes to go outside and eat the grass and look at bugs.
How do you know if your cat is a cat walking kind of cat?
My cat really likes to step on my keyboard in order to get past me to like look out the
Mm-hmm.
window. So we knew he would be an adventure cat.
Okay, an adventure cat. I would call my cat an adventure cat, but she's just indoor outdoor. And if I put a harness on her, she would be like, "What actually are you doing right now?" All right, next speed round question. What does leadership look like in your day to day?
I think leadership to me really looks like time management and efficientness. So I am my own boss really because I am cyber. So I have to plan my day, really set my priorities and just manage my time efficiently. So that is what leadership looks like in my day-to-day life.
All right, how is PALCS helping you with your post-graduation plans?
PALCS has been very helpful with my post-graduation plans. I've been in contact with our amazing counselors, and they're really helping me plan my academic course load for next year and my senior year so that I am in the best place before I have to start applying to medical school.
All right, what is something you've accomplished at PALCS that has surprised you?
So I'm in USP for literature and I enjoy it a lot. Literature is a very nice subject and we've read some very enriching books. I'm just surprised by the number of things that we get done every year. Like I talked to my sister who went to a brick and mortar school and she's like, "Oh yeah, we read like 3 books." And I'm looking at the pile of things that I was sent and I can pull out like 10 books. I can like spell out letters and numbers with the amount of books that I was sent. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
surprised by how efficient the curriculum really is, and I really enjoy that.
Oh, I like this. What would you tell another student considering PALCS?
I would tell them that it doesn't work for everyone. It works really well for me because I am very introverted and very busy, but I think it's a really good decision to make because you get everything. You get the free time and you get the leisure and you get the comfort as well as the academic challenge and the friendships and the mentorships that you wouldn't really get. You wouldn't get that combination anywhere else.
All right, let's go. Cats or dogs?
Cats,
Pizza or tacos?
pizza. We make really good homemade pizza.
What? Okay, well, what do you put on top?
Cheese and pepperoni. I'd say keep it simple. Sometimes chicken, but mostly just cheese.
More like, is it more like a flat one or do you like fluffy pizza?
I think fluffy. We prefer fluffy.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning, definitely.
Ice cream in a cone or a cup?
I have recently been converted from cup to cone. I think the cone is just nice. It's like a secondary dessert.
What flavor?
Chocolate. I'll just say chocolate.
Sprinkles or no sprinkles?
No sprinkles.
Caramel?
I've never tried caramel on ice cream. I've tried caramel flavor, which is very good.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
TikTok or YouTube?
I don't have a TikTok, so YouTube.
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Sweet snacks or salty snacks?
Salty snacks. You need those to stay awake for studying.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Fiction or nonfiction? Oh, I know the answer.
Fiction, of course.
Heck yeah. Okay. And movies or TV shows?
I think TV shows.
She's like, I don't have time for either. What are you talking about? Okay.
Leadership to me means making the correct decisions for different situations and scenarios. Leadership really means taking charge of what life has thrown at you and trying to make the best of it, trying to really control the situation in a way that is advantageous to you or to others, to your team, and like really just helping others or helping yourself given the circumstance.